Portia now joins me in studio to take us through her journey and to share some insights with all of us. Portia, afternoon to you. Welcome to Business Unusual.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I guess you've given many of our viewers a lot of insight into your business in that short insert. And there's a few things I want us to maybe take a look at, which I think are very relevant both to the skincare industry, but also to retail more broadly. And you spoke about sort of your humble beginnings, using a hot pot to dissolve some of your ingredients. And let's talk about, I guess, that early customer run. I mean, you were selling some of these things to people at church.
True.
And they were moving quite fast. Just talk to us about where the business was then and how the complexity of your operations has increased over time.
Okay, you're right to say this is definitely a business that started with humble beginnings. There was no machinery. All I had was a vision and a passion to make Africans beautiful. With a good quality skincare range that is affordable and made out of African ingredients. Hence, our primary ingredient is marula oil. We are advancing to other ingredients that are proudly African. When I started, as you saw, I had no machinery. The government played a big role in making sure that they give us grants to acquire those machineries. However, that never deterred the dream. You know, we kept on going with whatever we had. I'm one person that does believe in excellence, giving out excellence, and I believe that excellence doesn't mean that you have everything in order, but you do the best that you can with whatever you have.
Talk to us about that process. I mean, I like that you say you were willing, in line with your vision, to go to the necessary forms of support that the government provides.
Yes.
Talk to us about that process. Where did you get the support? But any tips that you would suggest to someone embarking on a similar process who is saying, I need money for equipment, I need money for whatever form of working capital?
Yes.
What are some of the things that, when you look back now in hindsight, you feel, you know, we got that funding, we got that support because we had our sort of things in order in that regard?
Yeah. I believe for another advice that I could give to another entrepreneur is that compliance. Make sure that you are compliant with everything that is required in whatever industry that you want to venture in. We were greatly assisted by CEDA, the Small Enterprise Development Agency. They helped us with the testing of our products, you know, putting them through the SABS at Medunsa and making sure that they comply to the standards that are required. That process took time, but you need the patience. We were very clear as well which markets we want to compete in. I was very clear that I want to be in retail. You know,
you don't want to do it through push,
no,
multi-level marketing, that kind of thing?
No, I always, you know, whenever I saw the market leader in tissue oils in the shelves, I'll always speak to that shelf and say, my tissue oil will be next to this one. When I saw a cream at the shelves, I'll say, our day cream will be here, because we also are able to create such greatness.
Yeah. The big issue often in the world of retail is many entrepreneurs who are wanting to break into that space, get the shelf space, compete with some of the known brands, is that there's often a cost associated with that.
True.
There's a cost in getting your product within eye level where all of us can see, because very few of us go down as Auntie in the shelves to go and see.
True.
Talk to us about your journey there and the kind of assistance you got for some of these products to sit alongside some of the more well-known brands.
I believe I'm a born marketer. You know, I'm a systems engineer by profession. I studied information technology, and I knew that creating a product doesn't end with creating a great product. People must know about it.
Sure.
They must see it. It required funds, which I did not have at the time. So I used my knowledge with technology. I created social media pages to market my products. By the time it got to a shelf, there was demand for them. Because, yes, there's supply developments in most of these retailers, but it doesn't help. They're also in business. They have to put a product on the shelf that will move. So we had to make sure that the product moves, and gracefully, most people that used our products, the product worked on them. Because we are not only developing a cosmetic product, it's a life-changing product.
Sure.
Our product speaks for itself.
And so I guess the testimonials of somebody saying, hey, I had stretch marks, or I had dark spots, I had whatever issue, and after I used the tissue oil, after I used the day cream, it was able to assist me in this kind of way. How crucial were those testimonials as part of your bigger marketing strategy?
They were very crucial. Even today, we don't have the face of Portia M. The people are the face of Portia M. The user is the face of Portia M, because we believe that you are beautiful as yourself. You know, we cannot make you look like Naomi. We want you to look good as yourself. Hence, the testimonials have, you know, they've built the brand. We always call Portia M the people's brand.
Let's talk briefly just about R&D. You touched on the SAB process at the university known formerly as Medunsa, which is now Sefako Makgato Health Sciences University, and how important that was to bring your product to market and for you to comply with some of the health and safety standards.
Yes.
But once you've got the product in the marketplace, what does the R&D look like in terms of saying, let's see new products out there, let's innovate on the existing products, so that, you know, customers, there are many brands that are competing with you that are trying to put out new things to say, we've got this product that does X or Y. What does that look like for Portia M?
We are a creative bunch of young people. Portia M is mainly made out of young people. Visionaries, you know, creatives, innovators. We are very instinctive. We listen to our customers. Most of our products are created because of the complaints and the criticism that we get from our customers. So we value that criticism because it makes us grow our range. For instance, the baby range, most of the mothers that used our product and it worked for them were saying, no, my baby also needs to glow. You know, there's this campaign that we're running, Share the Glow, and they wanted the baby products. And here we are. We always listen to the customer and we give the customer what the customer wants.
Yeah. And when you look at, I mean, I guess I like what you say, that you're quite creative in a lot of this, you know, product. Yes, there's the product itself, but then there's the packaging and the marketing that you speak about.
Sure.
When you look at the baby oil, for instance, I don't know how much it retails for, but I'd be interested to find out what's the proportion between the cost of the product inside and the cost of the packaging, and of course some of the other markups that you add.
Yes. Our costing is quite competitive.
Okay.
Obviously, all our ingredients are sourced locally.
Okay.
So it's definitely a proudly South African product. Packaging, everything is sourced locally.
Sure.
And that does help with costing our products competitively. We are in between the market leaders.
Okay.
Of course, we didn't go too low because this is a quality product. I mean, marula is a specialized oil. The benefits that it has on the skin are remarkable. And we had it. It's around 54 Rand, around there, but it's definitely a good product.
And when we look at the 54 Rand, how much of it goes into the very, I guess, eye-catching packaging that I see?
About 30% of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes to cost. Yeah.
All right.
And obviously, there's also shelf space costs, merchandising costs, distribution costs involved.
Biggest challenge since you started in 2011.
Yes.
When you look at your experience in the retail space, I mean, I read somewhere that, you know, in one of the retailers, you were moving about R1 million in value a month. I'm quite interested, I guess, and we see that as success, and I think it's important for us to amplify that.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested for the many entrepreneurs that are watching this, in what the biggest challenge has been.
The biggest challenge was getting everything in order. You know, every retailer is different. They have their own requirements, and you have to adhere to that.
Sure.
I remember when we first went to deliver to ShopRite, we were returned back with our stock because our outer cases were not on par with what they want.
What's an outer case?
It's a box. You know, you've got a
box
case.
where you put in the
yes,
Okay.
They were just not what they were looking for, and we had to go back the following week. It was hard. I mean, you can imagine what that did to our cash flow as a small business. But we had to push, you know, until last year, we were their top 5 supplier. We made 16 million in ShopRite alone. We were the small supplier of the year at Pick n Pay. We made sales of over 25 million alone. And that is through marketing, through social media, and a product that works.
Wow. When we come back, Portia will tell us and give us some tips on how to manage cash flow, and we'll continue to discuss, of course, some of the big issues and the expansion of her market. Of course, South Africa clearly isn't the only frontier for her, and we're going to talk to her about some of her expansion plans. Remember, you can engage with us on social media, ask us your questions, and tell us what you think on the socials. Our hashtag is #BusinessUnusual, and our official handle is @405business_. Let me know if you are as startled and impressed as I am.